Hello everyone, Experiment here. Today we're gonna start a new series with another TCG. It's the new Riftbound League of Legends TCG, which just released last weekend. And this was our first weekly, which I played Lee Sin because I didn't got any cards for my main deck, so I just decided to play this Lee Sin deck. It's the first match against Viktor, and let's see how this goes. First you have to decide which battlefield you choose and then roll the dice, and after you roll the dice, the player who won the roll can choose if he goes first or second. I choose the memory of Nirvana, I think it's the name, and that's every time when you conquer this battlefield you can use a buff or spend a buff and draw a card, and he took the battlefield where every unit gets +1 might. It's a very good battlefield for Viktor because he spams a lot of small creatures and then he gets a lot of value from that, because all his units can get +1, and so you ramp up a lot of might with small creatures. The memory he can't really abuse because Viktor doesn't have any buffs, and with Lee Sin you can make one buff every turn if you want. Make a lot of use from the battlefield. So he goes first, resting 2 runes, and plays Sentry. On KO he can draw a card, and that's main for his turn. He passes over to me. 3 runes and draw a card. I got nothing really to play, I just can set up Sonias for the next turn, and I'm gonna play maybe Lee Sin or the set I draw, so we can't remove that and I don't need to recycle a rune. And I pass the turn to him. He was a really new player, and it was the first week where the game was released, so everyone just needed to learn the game with some people that already know the game like me, and therefore the games are a little bit slower, and yeah, I can spoil you already, a lot of the games were not gone to game 3. But yeah, as I said, it's the first week and don't need to stress people out in the first week when the game comes out. Everyone has to learn the new mechanics and read a lot of cards. So yeah, I didn't mind that too much in the first 2 to 3 weeks. So he makes a recruit in the base and moves his sentry to his battlefield. No response from my side, and he gets a point. He got 3 runes left, maybe he can play another sentry, but he decides to pass the turn to me. Go to 5 runes. I only got high drops in my hand. I think here just to play set or Lee Sin, and I did go for the Lee Sin, so I can start buffing him after next turn. And yeah, Lee Sin is the better defender for the battlefields. And I want to keep set to get aggressive on his battlefields in later turns, maybe with Lee Sin, to pair it with the other Lee Sin. So on his turn he gets 1 point for holding, ready the runes. Maybe he's gonna play Call the Weak, he could play, just to kill his token and my Lee Sin, but I got the protection from the Sonias. So he's just gonna make another token. And I told him he can play the token on the battlefield also, because he didn't know that you can play units on the battlefield if you hold them, or if the battlefield is on your control. So he decides to put him on the battlefield, and he got 4 might there, and maybe some combat tricks to trade with my Lee Sin. And he's playing the blue Viktor in his base. His abilities: if you play a spell in your opponent's turn, you get a recruit, and he leaves some 1 rune open, so maybe he got a Stupefy or something. I draw into another Sonias, not really what I wanted here. And I'm gonna buff the Lee Sin, so he's now on 6. So if I go to the battlefield where his units are, he goes to 7, so it's 7 into 4. Even with the Stupefy, he would not kill my Lee Sin, and if he did, I got Sonias. So calculate, he got 4 might, I got 7. No reaction from my side. Let's see if he got Stupefy, or maybe something different. But he got only 1 rune up, so I think there's not much you can play with 1 rune. He decides to not play anything, and I win the battle. So he draw 1 from the sentry, and I get the point for conquering. Then I think I'm gonna play Zed or Lee Sin, just set up for next turn. Yeah, I'm going for the Zed. Just play the Zed because you can't accelerate him, but the Lee Sin you can accelerate, so it's basically rush. So for next turn I got 2 units probably to attack. And his board is very empty at the moment, and no real pressure. Nothing that can deal with my units. And I still got the Sonias to protect one time, and another one in hand. But I didn't got any runes open. But yeah, I think that was fine, because I got the Sonias. I assume he can kill both of my units. He just plays another recruit in his base. And then was a little discussion about the battlefields. I think he asked me about chain something, how he can react and when he can do actions and how that works. So he moves to the battlefield with 2 might. Then he's gonna play for 2, cut a week. And I told him, yeah, this is no action, so you can't play this, so you have to do that before you go in. But I told him also, and I remember correct, that he can move with the sentry to the battlefield and then can kill my other one. But he decides to kill his rested token, and I decide to kill my set and then save it with the Sonias. And he didn't lose the buff because the set didn't go to the trash. It's a replacement effect with the Sonias. Because Sonias says if a unit will die, it goes back to the base. So rested and recalled to the base. But he already was in the base, so basically just the Sonias goes to trash and the rest stand itself. So he moves to the battlefield with Viktor and his token with 5-4 might. So nothing I could do there, and he gets a point. Then he still got 4 runes open, but he passes the turn to me. Maybe got some reaction. I get 1 point and go to 2. Draw the tasty. Just use the Lee Sin to get another buff, just to make it harder for him to get over my Lee Sin. Then using the buff from the set to get +4. So he's now 8. Go with 8 on the battlefield, so it's 8 on 4. Maybe he got the signature spell from Viktor. So I pass, so I got no action. Pass the focus to him. Still got my 7 runes open for any actions. If he do something or reaction. I think there was again a discussion about how to react and action and reactions. So he does back to back, and 2 of his units got +2 might. So Viktor goes 5 and the sentry goes to 3, so that's 8. So it's 8 on 8. Then I react with the discipline, get +2. Now I'm 10 on 8. Now I ask him if discipline resolves, so I can draw a card. Or if he got another reaction to my discipline before that gets resolved. It resolves, I draw another card. Now I could react again to the back-to-back and I draw the defy, but I'm already winning, so there was no sense to use the defy. Then I conquer, get to 3 points and get a buff because of the set, and then I use 1 buff from Lee Sin. I can draw a card from the battlefield because you don't have to use the buff from the unit you conquered. You can use any buff from any creature or unit you control. I play another Sonias in base just to protect both of my units. or either of the units, and don't need to recycle a rune. The Lee Sin buff to get Lee Sin another buff. Because on the green Lee Sin, you can stack as many buffs as you want. Normally you can just have one buff per unit, but he says you can stack infinite buffs on him. I leave 2 runes open so I can use the challenge or something, or got one for the defy just in case he got another action to deal with one of my bodies. Now it's 3-on-3, but his board is empty, so it looks really good for me. Got a lot of backup units, I draw all my big units, and it's already mid to late game. So it looks very good for me at this point. He just makes another token in the base. But if he does nothing, I go to 5 points, and the turn after, looks like I'm gonna win if he does nothing. Decides to play another blue Viktor. I think we missed one token from the back-to-back, so I told him, yeah, we missed that token, so just get that token and that would be active, because it was last turn that he created that with the blue Viktor. But still looks really bad for him at this point. Maybe he got another Call of the Week or Hidden Blade to deal with one of my units. But yeah, Sonya still protects them. But he have to get rid of the Sonias or my units. Otherwise, it's tough for him. Got 3 runes left. If he kills one, then he can move with the token on the battlefield, but he decides to pass to me. Go to 5 points. 2 runes and draw the Dragon Rage kick, I think it's the name. Rest my Lee Sin to get him another buff. Use the leader to get another buff on Lee Sin. Because I really don't have much to do, just get a bigger board, maybe in my base, to prepare for next turn. Decide to move the Stettbach, just to get more value next turn, to get on the battlefield and draw another card. I play Lee Sin rested, because there is no point to accelerate him to get active. And his abilities, every other friendly unit with a buff on his battlefield gets +2 might. So set with a buff would be 7 and he's 6, so that's like 13 power next turn. And I still got 2 open for some actions. If he does something, still got another Lee Sin in hand for next turn, or the Tasty. So a lot of rush options for me at this point. I think there was another question. The call of the week, I told him, yeah, you can go to the battlefield, get the point, and then just sack that token, so you get a free point, most likely. Uses call of the week and sacrifice his sentry, and I just use the Sonias to protect whatever I sacrifice. I could have used Defy here, but I think that was not necessary. I think it's better to keep the Defy for later if he got some actions where Sonias will not protect it. So it's now 9, it's 10 on 2, I think. And now I get punished for use the Sonias because he plays a spell. I don't know the name, but it is if a unit gets damaged this turn, they get killed. So if I used the Defy earlier to counter his got the weak, my Lee Sin could be protected here with my Sonias. I think that was a slight misplay of me, but I still don't know every card that's get played. So I didn't think of this card in any way. So he decides to go on the battlefield with Viktor just to get another point and make a quick explanation with the battlefields. So he gets only 1 point per turn for the battlefield. And then he's gonna play a token in the base. Yeah, that leaves his Viktor exposed. He only got 1 rune up. Classic 1 rune for Stupefy. But he's 5, my set is 8. If he goes on that battlefield, he's even 9. So 9 on 4. I think there's no spell for 1 where you can make that power difference. Let's have a look. I draw the Mistfall, I think. But don't really need that. So I conquer, go to 6. 1. Forgot that he got a buff for conquering. And then get 1 buff on Lee Sin. Then I go with 7 on this battlefield. No action, go to 7. Use the battlefield, remove 1 buff, draw a card, draw my first Sonias this game. For 7 I play the Tasty just as backup if he can clear both my units. I still got 3 runes. Recycle 1. I'm gonna play Sonias onto battlefield. Still got 3 up for Defy and Challenge. Just gonna play something. Still got some answers in my hand. And now he has to kill both my units or get rid of them. And otherwise I will win next turn because I'm on 7 point. Even if he only kills 1, or if he can kill 1 of my units and push back the other one, I still can conquer both again and win the game. So it's a really hard position for him. Now I told him, yeah, I just have to hold one and win the game. Sorry for the for the shakes, for the little earthquakes. I just recently started recording videos this way and I'm not really comfort at the moment, so I hit a lot on the camera. So he decides to play Thousand Tail Watcher and give both or all of my units -3 might for this turn. So Lee Sin is free and the set is also free. Then he decides to go with 8, I think 9, it's 10 on free because of the battlefield. Then I just let him die. I could have used the Sonias on the other battlefield, because Sonias is a little special ruling. It's a gear. If you play it hidden and you activate it on the battlefield, because it's a gear, it moves back to the base and then you can still protect from the other battlefield. So he passed turn, I get 1 point for holding and win the game. So that's it for the first game of the best of 3. I will upload the other games next few days. As always, leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next part of the video.